Kids, remember me? Hey everybody, it's Chris from Chris Country with you. How the heck are you this week? Hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday from Chris Country. And of course, welcome to Nostalgia Wednesdays. This is episode number 10. For those of you that are still new to this series that I do, what it is I look at more memorable news tips or news items from the last 10, 20, 30 years. Just things that I myself especially either remember or find interesting, or something that I think made a fairly big impact, in my opinion. I also go over the number one hits from 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20 years ago on the Hot Country and the Hot 100 charts. So with that introduction out of the way, let's get started. August 25th of 1997, GoldenEye 007 is released for the Nintendo 64. Personally, I've never played this game, but I have heard a lot of really good reviews about it. And as far as I'm aware, it's the first-person shooter game that was able to successfully interject a multiplayer functionality to it. August 26th of 580. Yes, 580 AD. This is an old news item, but funny. Did you know that on this day in 580, the Chinese invented the toilet paper? Now you know who to thank the next time you have to take a dump. Two items involving the Space Shuttle Columbia. On the same day, August 26th of 1981, Columbia is moved from NASA's Vehicular Assembly Building over to Launch Pad 39A for its second mission, STS-2. It would also be the second Space Shuttle mission period. Also, on that particular day, Voyager 2 takes photos of Saturn's moon Titan. In 2003, on the same day, the Columbia Accident Investigation Board released their final report on the accident that occurred with the Space Shuttle Columbia as it re-entered the Earth on February 1st, 2003 to conclude STS-107. A little off tangent, I know, but as many of you know, I'm not sure if I'd want to call myself an activist, maybe an enthusiast for aviation, aerospace exploration, that sort of thing. So the Columbia accident, or the Columbia disaster, as some of you call it, it's still important to me. I still remember what I was doing when I heard about it, actually. I remember I was asleep, and I had a weird dream about the Space Shuttle the night before. Can't really remember much about it. I just thought it was kind of weird. But anyway, my mom wakes me up. At the time, I forget how old I was, 15, 16, I was still in high school. And she woke me up to say that the Space Shuttle blew up. And I'm laying in bed thinking, they're not launching today. In fact, if I remember right, they're coming home. So I'm like, why would the Space Shuttle actually blow up? So I actually walked from my room into my parents' bedroom, where she had the TV on, and it showed the footage of the Space Shuttle, which at the time, it did look like it blew up, but as it turned out, it had disintegrated pretty much over Texas on re-entry. So, still a memory that I'll remember for quite a while. Anyway, continuing on. August 27th of 2006, Comair Flight 5191 crashes after takeoff. It was a little CRJ jet, CRJ 100 series. It was departing out of Lexington, Kentucky, bound for Atlanta, Georgia. What happened was essentially, due in part to what was going on at the airport, with problems with taxiway markings and runway lighting and things like that, the pilots took off from the wrong runway. They were assigned runway 22, and they attempted takeoff from runway 26, which was actually too short distance-wise to allow a safe takeoff for the CRJ. As a result, the crew was unable to really get enough airspeed to get off the ground, and they ultimately crashed. Everybody on board died except for the first officer, and it was a total of 49 people altogether that perished. I can't really remember the day of that accident, but I do remember hearing about it. And unfortunately, there are quite a few accidents of that nature where aircraft are taken off from the wrong runway, or there's incidents of takeoffs from the wrong runway at various airports. I think my personal opinion is the FAA is starting to get a better handle on it, and I guess you can call it a silver lining. Just with these accidents, it's really driving home the fact that even on the ground, it's important for pilots to always be safe, to always pay attention, follow the correct procedures, make sure that they are where they're supposed to be and going where they intend to go. But anyway, that's just my little spiel on it. And we'll go ahead and continue on. Same date, 2003, Soul Calibur 2 is released for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. The PS2, I know I'm going to butcher this character's name, so Soul Calibur fans, I'll probably hear about it in the comments, but just spoiler alert, I'm probably going to screw this name up. The PS2 got Heihachi Mishima from Tekken. The GameCube Soul Calibur 2 received Link from The Legend of Zelda, and the Xbox got Spawn from the year 1992. So, there you go. Alright, now for some of my older fans will enjoy this, and I'll actually go ahead and, if I can, throw a YouTube link to the song that I'm about to mention here in the news. August 28th, 1978, Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple went to gold. I think it was referring to the album, but that is actually a pretty good song. On the same day, 2000, Mario Tennis just released. The interesting thing about this game release was it's the first time that we see the appearance of the Waluigi character. And of course, August 28th of 2005, it was also stretching to August 29th. I'm pretty sure I could just sum it down to one word: Katrina. But indeed, August 28th and 29th of 2005, that's when Hurricane Katrina did pretty much plow into the Gulf Coast and cause all of its famous destruction and the aftermath that occurred. I actually remember watching the news coverage of it. It was I just graduated high school a few months before, and I was just starting my first semester of college, and I guess, I'm not sure. I think it was just a combination of all the media coverage of the hurricane itself and the aftermath and the destruction that it caused, especially to such a historic city like New Orleans. But I'm sure almost anybody that's watching my channel remembers that. Anyway, for my friends back home in Colorado, I still miss you guys. August 28th of 1958, the U.S. Air Force Academy opens. How about that? Alright, August 31st of 1986, some of my California folks might know about this one. Aeromexico 498, a DC-9, collides with the small Piper Archer aircraft over Los Angeles. This caused both aircraft to subsequently crash into the ground, resulting in a total of 82 deaths. This accident, in my opinion, is one of the pivotal accidents in regards to aviation safety. It led to a lot of refined procedures with air traffic control, and it also led to the official adoption of the TCAS system that you see in today's commercial aircraft. TCAS is Traffic Collision Avoidance System, and for those of you that are kind of not airplane buffs like me, what it is, it's just kind of like a little radar built into the aircraft that helps alert pilots if there's another aircraft that's getting essentially too close for comfort. If it picks up another aircraft getting too close, it'll sound like an oral warning. At first it'll say like traffic, and then if the aircraft continue to get too close, then the system issues what it calls a resolution command, which means it'll probably say climb, descend, to help the two aircraft avoid from hitting each other. And as I learned in piloting school, the correct procedure is TCAS always takes precedence over an ATC command, meaning if a pilot gets one command from ATC, but he's got his TCAS saying something else. Follow TCAS first and explain to HCC what's going on. Alright, moving on again. In 1996, same day, Crash Bandicoot was released for the PS1. He was a big mascot for the PS1 for quite a while, if you ask me. And lastly, same day, 1999, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is released for the PS1. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of the games that would ultimately lead to the successor of skateboarding games for at least quite a while. But anyway, there's all your news. Let's go ahead and head on over to your Hot Country chart reviews. 1 year ago, Over by Blake Shelton made it up to number 1. This will be his first week, I believe. 5 years ago, Should Have Said No by Taylor Swift entered its second week. 10 years ago, Jimmy Buffett and Alec Jackson were still on their boats in Margaritaville with It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere. This would be their fourth week at number 1. 15 years ago, I'm Alright by Jody Messina made it to its second week. 20 years ago, Can't Break It to My Heart by Tracy Lawrence made it to number 1 for its first week. Now let's go ahead and head over to your Hot 100 charts. 1 year ago, Miss Taylor Swift made it up to number 1 on the Hot 100 with We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. 5 years ago, Disturbia by Rihanna was sitting at its second week as number 1. 10 years ago, Crazy in Love by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z was now at its 7th week at number 1. 15 years ago, This Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica was now number 1 for a whopping 12 weeks. And 20 years ago, Can't Help Falling in Love by UB40 was at its 6th week at number 1. Well, there is all of your news and your number 1 chart reviews. I hope you all enjoyed this little episode of the Wednesday Nostalgias. Of course, I am Chris for Chris Country. You can always feel free to visit me at my Facebook page, Chris Country, or as always, rate, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube videos. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, night, week, weekend, whatever time it happens to be where you're at. Happy Labor Day to you, by the way, because I may or may not have a video out again before then. But anyway, be safe, have fun, enjoy what you're doing, be you, and we will see you guys on the next video. See you later.